I'm looking a little disheveled. I'm sorry. I just got back from the gym. A little sweaty, not really smelling great. Wearing a logo and blazing shirt, which is like kind of almost against the rules for me. But hey, I'm here. It's Monday afternoon, just after noon. It's Monday afternoon. I am rushing to get this video out. We're gonna bang this out. There's a whole reason why. It doesn't matter. The reason I'm rushing is because stuff to do, things to do, lots of things to do. But I wanted to talk about the 100-day project that I've been doing so that you can see the things that I've done over the last week. Originally, I was going to have the full 7 days. I didn't do today's yet. I'm gonna do that later. You'll get that next time. Just gonna run through these suckers real fast so that you can see what I'm up to and we'll talk about them. Day 1. You kinda already saw this one, saw the speed. I'll show it to you here, be showing it to you here while I do this. This whole project was to kind of boost up my illustrative skills, and I wanted to kind of, you know, do more with female figures. Well, figures in general, but starting with female figures. This whole project that I'm doing is gonna be based around the idea of female figures in a small format like I'm doing right here, and using the other techniques that I have, like the spray painting, the pen and the inks and the typography and the collage, doing all that stuff, bringing it all together, but with the female aspect, the figurative aspect. And so this was the first generation, and I was pretty happy with it. There are some things about this that I don't dig. Really, mostly the shadowing kind of over the leftish eye. I say leftish as if there's a more left eye. The shadowing over the eye, the hair, not totally stoked up. Yeah, little things. The shadow was not great. Shadowing is tough when it comes to illustration. It's a tough learn. So day 1 was a little tricky, and I chalk it up to a learning experience and we move on. Day 2, my absolute least favorite. This one, okay, listen, it's not terrible, but it's not great either. And the reason is, like, the profile just never worked. The whole concept here was to be doing minimal work. I'm trying to go with a minimal aesthetic, and it's not working. It desperately did not work here. Mostly because I kept trying to add things to kind of distract away from the things that weren't great. And so, like, the face is just wrong on many levels. And the breasts, like, just went banana. If you saw the picture I referenced and compared it to this, as far as, like, the breasts, you would be shocked. Because this woman is a good D cup. Easy. And the woman in the picture was not. Absolutely not. And so maybe that was subliminal. Maybe I wanted bigger boobs. Who knows? But that's not the woman, and she doesn't really look like that anyway, so she's not gonna know. Day 3, getting a little better. I'm stoked on this one. You know, I do like it. There are a couple of things about it that are a little bit too much. Like, say, the strand of hair that's coming across her face, a little bit too, like, it doesn't look like hair. It looks like almost like a flaw. But it's okay. You know, I wasn't going to try and fix it because I have a history of trying to fix these and them not being so great. So we're gonna leave it as is because I think it's pretty good. That, you know, I like the aesthetic of adding the star in there at random, and this is obviously a little bit simpler. The face is a lot simpler than even the first one, and that. Okay, so let's talk about these hands for a sec. That when I picked the drawing, when I picked the image to copy, I was like, oh, okay, I'll do this one because I thought the woman was really pretty, and I thought I liked the way she was wearing the hat on the side, and then I didn't even think about the hands. I painted I spray painted the bottom blue at first, and yeah, so the hands, and I'm terrible at drawing hands. That's another lesson I need to get to. I'm not gonna try and really go at it this time around, but something I'll work on in the future. But yeah, so the hands are not, they're bad. Day 4. This one I really dig. It was a close-up. It wasn't intended to be a close-up, but when I laid down some spray paint, I laid down some ink, I laid down this yellow stripe here on the, well, I guess what that be, on the right side, the left side to you maybe. I laid down that, and then I laid down the blue on the other side. I laid that down first, and then I started drawing around it. And as I started to draw the face, I realized that kind of looks like a highlight the yellow looks like a highlight and the blue looks like a shadow. And so I kind of used that to my advantage with this piece, and I really dig it. It's minimal. There's, you know, a couple little flaws. It's not perfect, but it's okay. This is not meant to be an art generation thing so that people will buy everything I do. It's more about the practice and understanding of how this works. So I'm happy. Still not quite as minimal as I'm trying to get to, but I see the progression. You obviously see the progression so far. Day 5, starting to kind of push the envelope, obviously carrying around certain themes, the stars becoming a theme. The color palette is obviously staying the same. I'm trying to do that on purpose. The red, the really kind of the dark navy, Payne's gray blue almost, and the yellow and the black, obviously black and white. This girl was really sassy looking. Again, she doesn't look anything like this in real life, but that's okay. I'm not trying to copy them exactly. I'm just trying to get their representation. Her hand, again, up here by her chin, not awesome. Not awesome. Again, not focusing on that. Her limbs are a little bit lanky compared to the rest of her body, but still, I dig this. I really started to kind of push the abstraction of the clothing. Like I want it to almost be like it's abstract shapes rather than, you know, actual clothing pieces. And I dig that it still kind of looks like clothing. You obviously know she's wearing something, but it's not meant to be like, I'm not trying to draw cloth. I'm just drawing shapes that look like things that, you know, you kind of take in and just automatically assume, oh, that's what she's got going on. The hair is cool. Started out a little bit wonky at first, but I think I pulled it back. I also started doing this, this thing. You can see the circle above the eye. Like I'm kind of doing that, and that's kind of cool. So I'm digging this one so far a lot, and it's one of my favorites. Obviously only day 5, so I don't have a lot of favorites considering that we're going to day 100. Day 6, my favorite so far, even though this one almost killed me. Again, if you saw the picture of the model, you would think that's not even the same woman, Dave, because this woman, well, okay, so what happened here is that I had this really finely crafted minimal face. Like I was really happy with it, except that it looked very flat because it was mostly on this reddish splatter background. And I thought, okay, well, I need to add something to it to kind of bring her out of that red background because it made her face look all red, and that didn't look right with me. So I laid down some yellow, but I'd already laid down the black ink. I put the yellow down, and it just made a mess, number one, and she looked jaundiced, which was bad. And it just, or like arbitrarily Asian, you know, like this kind of, this very, you know, racial stereotype Asian look, and I didn't want that. I absolutely didn't want that. So I went back in, brought in some white paint, and she started to look a little bit clownish, and so I kind of had to temper that back, and then at a certain point I just accepted it for what it was. Like, she's just a pale figure, and I just like kind of appreciated what it was and turned it into this. And I'm really kind of it's not, again, not great. She's kind of looking ghosty, a little bit phantasmic, I guess, but I'm really liking day. I didn't like it last night that much, but I really like it now. So day 6 is a win for me. I also really dig the two-dimensional aspect and, again, abstraction of the clothing. So that's something I'm definitely going to bring in. You can see I did the circle thing around the eye again. So that's going to be, these are things that I'm incorporating, and they will probably be finding their way into my work outside of this whole project too. That is only 6 of the 100 days. We got a long journey, and I don't know if I'm gonna do, I may not put all of these up like this all the time. I'm not necessarily gonna talk about all of them all the time. I don't know, you tell me. So I need you to tell me, did you like this? If you did, I will do it more. If I get no thoughts on this whatsoever, then I'm probably not gonna do it again. At least not every single week. I'm not gonna come in here and chime in every single week and show you. You're just gonna have to go to my Instagram to see them all. But if you do like it, you do wanna see it, then I will. Maybe not necessarily talk over every single time, but I'll definitely throw in the time lapses for you guys to check out and see the work. Let me know what you like most, and we'll go with that. Because I'm open to it, but you know, not gonna do extra work when, you know, you guys aren't digging it. Another thing I want to talk to you guys about, last thing I want to talk about before I let you guys go. This whole project is about the journey. This whole project is about the journey. It's about me discovering something new about my art, about my work. It's not just the work itself though, it's also me putting in the work. It's me sitting down every single day to do something so that I can get better at it. It's not just the fact that my figures are gonna get better, because they will, but I'm gonna have to continue that on. And the way I continue that on is by understanding that the work that I do every single day is gonna transcend into other aspects. All these different things are going to be a factor in what I do from here on out. These 100 days are not just about me being a better artist. They're about me being a better self-employed artist. Because anybody can sit down and draw something for 100 days in a row and be better at that. But to take that and to turn that into something that is financially viable, so that I can make money, I can provide for my family, I can continue to do the work that I want to do without having to go do something else. That is the real goal here. To continue to learn how to work better, how to be better, how to do more. And do more not necessarily to kill myself, but to do more in the sense I'm going to produce more work so that I can sell more work, so that I can work less, but work more efficiently. My hand gestures are missing in the frame, so you can't really see them. But I'm doing this thing efficiently. Efficiently. When you do these projects, you're gonna suck. Case in point, day 2. It's likely that day 7 or day 10 or day 43 or day 98 will suck as well. You're gonna have good days, you're gonna have bad days. If you look at the scope of the whole project from day 1 to day 100, you're gonna see that a lot has changed. And that's what's important here. You're gonna suck now, you're gonna be better then. And then when you're better then, you just keep going. Because at some point you're gonna look back on your first day 100 and you're gonna say, I sucked then, but now it's day 200 and I'm even better. Or it's day 1000 and I'm even better. This is it, folks. This is the journey. This is the work we do. This is how we get paid. Doing the work, getting better, seeing the changes, and putting that into action in a way that helps us reach out to the people and they buy our stuff. That's it. Look, I've got a mountain of things to do still. This show last week was cool, but I didn't sell anything, which sucks. Instead of sitting there and wallowing in my sorrow about not selling anything, I have to get to work this week to make sure I do. And so I'm out. I gotta go. I got a lot to do. I got art to put up. All that artwork that I did last week has to go somewhere. And so now it's gotta go up on the website, where you can buy it, or somebody you know can buy it. Which brings me to, if you enjoyed this, do me a favor. Give me the thumbs up, tell me what you thought. I wanna know what you think about these videos. Should I do more like this, of the 100-day thing? Share this with somebody who would appreciate it. If you wanna help a brother out, great. If you don't wanna help a brother out, I'm okay with that too. I'm putting this out because I wanna put it out. Hopefully I can help you. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you're entertained. If you don't like the work, whatever. At day 100, I'll be better. But for now, I gotta go. It'll be good today. Be better tomorrow. See ya.